Hello, welcome to this video. So I was going to be sailing today, but the wind's blowing too strong. There's a wind front coming in, and because of my arm I'm not 100% yet, so I don't want to go and do something as my first sort of sail in the worst wind conditions. So I'm not sailing, so I thought what I'd do instead was depress myself a little bit with the costs of this garage project so far. So as you can see, I've laid out the costs from most of my invoices in this spreadsheet over here, and broken it down into sort of subcategories, and this is the costs so far. So I started this with a sort of notional budget in mind of about £7,000. And so where are we, and how far have we come, and how much have we got to go? So the biggest expense so far has been on bricks and blocks and lintels, which I'm putting in one category. The handmade reclaimed bricks were the most expensive thing that we've bought so far, and in total we've spent about £2,000 on bricks and blocks. Next was mortar, sand, cement and concrete. Some of that is pre-mixed concrete. So the pre-mixed concrete for the foundations, all provided and barrowed in, was £297, and then I've spent a surprisingly small amount actually on sand and cement so far. So one of the things I'm going to be doing this morning is trying to work out how much sand and cement and concrete I need for the floor and for the rest of the wall, because currently we've really only done 200 of these bricks for the garden wall with this amount. Next is skip hire. So we've hired one big skip at £250 and filled that completely, and one small skip which is currently nearly empty, and we have to fill that, and that won't be a problem. Now this isn't strictly just the garage project, because we've used this skip to clear the front garden as well. And then timber, we bought a bit of timber to make the shuttering for the foundations, and we've bought the doors and the door frame, which haven't arrived yet. They're coming this week. So total at the moment is close to £1,000 for those. There's going to be more timber, of course, for the supporting beams and for the flooring and for the roofing. Then tools. So we spent 460 quid on tools. Some of the tools, of course, I had already, but these are extra tools that I thought I'd need. So I bought the gazebo for £30, which I thought would be a good way of covering and making a bit more space out in the garden. But because of the couple of I spent the least money I could possibly spend on a gazebo, and the gazebo was there was warnings on it saying things like, this is for fair weather only. Basically it's a sunshade. It's not really recommended and not strong enough for any weather. So I've actually taken the covering off that gazebo, and we've just got the frame out there at the moment that I'm just hanging clothes on to dry. I might put the covering back on. I might get a new covering made. I might just dismantle it. It was a good idea, but it's probably had its day. And then various other things here. The builder's trestles were very expensive. I tried to get some cheap builder's trestles from eBay that had been used and abused, but I needed them for the weekend, the first weekend when I had Jake coming to help build, and I couldn't get any in time without a big long drive down country somewhere, and then not knowing what quality they would be. And because they're a safety critical item, we're going to be standing on them and working at height, I just decided to splurge and buy brand new ones from Machine Mart, which were £73 each. So we've got two of those, and we're going to continue to use them when we get up height for the wall, and then after that I'll try and sell them on, because I don't have any use for builder's trestles. The wheelbarrow was the cheapest we could get on in Screwfix, I believe, and I've already found a home for that. Digger hire was incredibly cost effective because I was able to do 4 or 5 days work in one day without. I mean, I've already found that I'm absolutely shattered by doing all this work. I'm not very fit, and it's having to do that would have completely put paid to me being able to finish this project, I think. So the digger hire was essential, and we got some good fun out of that. And then we've got more drainage channel. This is expensive stuff. I've only bought 2 1 metre lengths. I've got to work out where the drainage channel is going to go and buy some more of that, but it's 25 quid a metre, so that's quite expensive. Also in that drainage subset, we're going to have things like the toilet, the fittings for the toilet, the sewer pipe for the toilet, the drainage cover, the manhole cover, all of that. So this is going to expand. And labour, obviously, we need to increase. That's going to increase as the project carries on. So currently we're at £4,500 of my 7,000. So we've got 3,000 left of my budget. Now I know that the roof light is £1,600. So that leaves me about £1,400 for the rest of the things. It's going to be tight. I think we're probably going to go over budget. I've got a few little bits of video that I'm going to tag on to the end of this because I've just done a little bit of demolishing of a little bit of wall that needs to be demolished. And what I did was I used my GoPro camera on a sling on my chest to show you a sort of like first-hand point of view of me doing that. I thought I'd secured the GoPro properly with a bolt and screwed the bolt in, but I hadn't actually bolted it through properly. And so one of the motions when I was on top of the garage throwing bricks into the skip, the GoPro actually went with the brick, and you can see that I've smashed the glass of the GoPro. So this is a GoPro Hero 9. So I could add that to the cost of the project that I've smashed my GoPro, but it still works. So I'm going to continue using it for the project, and I'm going to see whether there's a fix, whether this can be fixed, because I normally use it on a boat, and while this seems to work, I doubt it's very waterproof anymore, and I therefore can't take it on my boat anymore, so I'll probably have to buy a new one for sailing videos in future. So one of the unintended costs of to the project is going to be a new GoPro, I think. There's loads of jobs in this project. One of them is that this wall has to come down to a lower height to support the beams, and so I'm going to take that down today. And wearing this harness, I'm going to put the GoPro on this harness so you can see me from a sort of hand's-eye perspective, me chopping these bricks down. Right. Pretty tough cement, this. right arm is still fairly weak, and my motor control's not quite there. Having to concentrate rather hard on where the hammer goes, and my handling of the hammer isn't right. I'm not holding them. It just doesn't feel right in my hand. Okay, I'm going to get a different chisel. That's a bit more effective. I wonder if I can get it in the skip from here.